This year, artificial intelligence has fueled an unprecedented rise in fake pornographic images and videos, and sadly, teenage girls are unwittingly becoming one of the main targets. So here's what's happening. There's a recent boom in cheap and easy to use AI tools that can basically undress people in photographs or even swap a face into a pornographic video. To be fair, there had already been software and technology that allowed people to do this, but AI has made it easier. So on the top 10 websites that host AI generated porn photos, fake nudes have ballooned by more than 290% since 2018, according to Genevieve O, an industry analyst. These sites feature celebrities and political figures such as, of course, New York Representative AOC, alongside ordinary teenage girls whose likeness have been seized by bad actors to incite shame, extort money, or live out private fantasies. Now, unsurprisingly, the advent of AI images puts women and teens at most risk. If you're wanting to know to what extent, if you want to compare it to how women or females are impacted versus males, well, a 2019 study by Sensitivity AI, a company that monitors deepfakes, found that 96% of deepfake images are pornography, and 99% of those photos target women.
Of course.
Yeah, and of course our government is not really interested in doing anything about it at all. I actually want to skip ahead to Biden because apparently Biden wasn't really willing to do anything about this, like through an executive order. He does have an AI executive order that he issued last Monday, and it recommends, it does not require companies to label AI generated photos, video, and audio. And I think it is important to label it because there might be some unwitting individual, maybe an unwitting employer, and unfortunately we still live in a puritanical society where, a woman might be passed up for a job if they do a search of her and they come across like an AI image and not realize that she was actually exploited and that she didn't pose in pornography or anything like that. So
this is a rare story where I don't know how to fix it. I usually offer solutions and go, okay, well, let's do this and let's do that. Labeling, sure. Labeling's a start, but man, if all you got to do is upload a picture, a lot of guys are going to do that, and so it's particularly tragic that it's happening to teenage girls, but that's primarily because of teenage boys.
Shouldn't that be illegal?
Yeah. I mean, certainly that's a possibility. Finding people, prosecuting it is going to be difficult. And it's going to take up a lot of resources, and maybe those are resources that are really well spent. Because if it happened to your daughter, imagine how livid you would be, right? So I just don't know how to rein this back in, though. I feel like 290%. I'm worried that's the tip of the iceberg. And technology only, further allows this kind of things to happen. It's not going to go backwards, it's only going to go forward in that sense. And so the more technological capability we have, the more people's images will be exploited online. Yeah. And I think there's a tsunami coming. I think this is just the beginning. And I don't know. The only thing I could think of is like, maybe in the future, people stop shaming one another and we all get past all of these different things that we have in terms of, oh my God, people being naked, right?
Yeah.
But like,
look, I'll say this. I wouldn't say that I'm socially conservative. I'm not. However, when it comes to myself and how I carry myself through life, I'm pretty conservative. Okay, like I obviously am not dressed scantily. I don't like to show off my body in that way.
Me too.
But like I say that because it's my way of expressing like self-dignity, I guess. And that's not to judge women who do like to be scantily clad. That's you, that's what you're comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with it though, right? And so to have someone take that agency away from me, and like portray me that way when I go to great lengths to be who I am, like authentically, it's it's so gross and it's such a violation. I know that I just need to get past it at this point because I don't know how to control this. It is what it is. But it does feel like a huge violation. It's disgusting.
Of course, and it's easy. Look, if you're a guy, it's so easy to relate. Imagine it's your daughter, it's your mom, it's your girlfriend, it's your wife, it's your aunt. What are they doing? What are they doing, right? But guys are out of, it's gonna be very hard to reel guys back in. And so I wish I had hope for you on this one, but I think it's only gonna get worse. And I think it's gonna be rampant throughout America. So not only like celebrities, good night, Irene. I mean, I can't
yeah, there's no,
I don't know how they're gonna bring it back in for celebrities. That's terrible. But I'm more concerned about the average 14-year-old girl that they're doing this to.
I'm so uncomfortable even talking about it, right? Because I don't want to encourage anyone. But if they're doing this to real life teenagers, it should be outlawed the same way child porn is outlawed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. And so if you're doing it to underage girls, which apparently a lot of them are, that's got to be actionable. And so first of all, it should be a crime, right? But also civil penalties. Like you should be able to sue that person and maybe get a good amount of money, and that could provide an incentive for people to go, well, I better be careful what I post because it could come back to haunt me. And that's the consequences we need. Otherwise, it's going to run totally out of control.
Yeah, and by the way, just quickly going back to Genevieve O, who's the analyst that we cited earlier, when O examined the top 10 websites that host fake porn images, she found more than 415,000 have been uploaded this year, garnering nearly 90 million views. And the FBI warned in June of an uptick of sexual extortion from scammers demanding payment or photos in exchange for not distributing sexual images. While it's unclear what percentage of these images are AI generated, the practice is expanding. As of September, over 26,800 people have been victims of sextortion campaigns, a 149% rise from 2019. According to the FBI. I think it's also really, really important to talk to teenage daughters and let them know that if someone tries to do that to them, that they shouldn't allow themselves to be victimized by these scammers, right? Like parents should talk to their daughters and tell them, listen, this is what's happening. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Don't fall for this scam. Come talk to us and maybe we can catch this guy or person. Typically a guy, let's keep it real.
Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be very, very angry if their kids wind up on sites like that. This is also a recipe for disaster in that sense. Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.